You better sing.
My shit. Get hot.
Okay. Hey, welcome to the Me Jackson Show. We are live on Track Talk Radio as well as Twitch. I need to have Jeff Squad come in because we have a fucking echo again. It's every week with this. Well, it's only day two. Steph, do you remember what he said to turn on the echo? I'll be forgetting.
He said that you only want your Yeti on, and
Yeah,
then
that's right. Why does this
and
stuff not just stay set like that? You ever wonder that? Like, why it just goes back, open up volume.
is there a way to like do like default?
See, that's what I thought it does. Like saves your shit, but then like it's. I wonder if maybe it does it because I keep plugging it after every show.
You should probably just keep it in there if you don't need them.
Yeah, but then my microphone is just left on all day every day for 100 years. That doesn't seem like a good use of power. But I feel like if it's gonna do this every time, then we might as well. So what do I need to do? I need to go to sound settings.
I think there was two different ones. Like one had to just be the Yeti, and then the other one was like RC50 something.
Yeah, that's right. Sound control panel. Okay, to see me operate this computer, and now see this, and then what is it? Disable. Do you hear any echoing now?
I don't.
Oh. No, I can't hear shit. Alright. This is stupid funny. Recording, that's what it was. Oh, so no, it is working. You hear echoing now?
Hold on.
Now I don't hear it echoing. It's not echoing now. I don't hear it now.
I don't hear it.
I don't know what that was. We fixed it. I must have did. Steph, good job. Hey, Steph, way to be on top of it when Jeff Squad is not available right in that moment. That's what makes you an important part of the team. There to troubleshoot problems when we need you. Well, James is cutting somebody's hair. Priscilla is probably at Target.
I am actually sitting my butt on the couch.
Stop. You on Target's couch. Stop playing.
I actually had a Target order to pick up, but I waited. I'm going to wait till tomorrow.
Exactly. You stay at Target. But hey, I don't blame you. Where did I go today? I went to the Safeway today, so I'm not anywhere. But I had to go to the Safeway today. For those of you that are going to get upset because I said I left my home and then you want me to die because you think that I'm potentially killing millions of Americans, kiss my ass. All right? I needed to get milk for my cereal. I needed orange juice. And a nigga needed some cheese, all right? So,
some cheese.
Steph, when's the last time you left your home?
Last week.
Last week.
Wow, really?
Damn, that's pretty good.
What's it smell like at your home right now?
Wait. I think I posted, actually, I think it was over the weekend. I went for a drive, but I didn't get out the car.
Oh,
are you
went for
serious?
a drive? Are you kidding me right now? You could potentially be killing millions of Americans. How dare you leave your home?
No, I wasn't. Look, I wasn't going and putting my hands all over bags of chips.
How dare you leave your home?
Yo.
Bags of chips? What are you talking about?
My post.
Well, I didn't. What post? I have barely been on the internet today. You talking about today?
He didn't even read the whole thing. He just talked shit.
The post where you got on and told me to quit posting stupid shit like this.
Oh no, that was mainly because you posted a long ass paragraph, and those first couple of sentences got on my fucking nerves. I don't want to hear that shit. No, I was not trying to give you a hard time. I know you probably feel some type of way towards me because I said something to you, but I was mainly just messing with you. My big beef, and I told Priscilla this, is I see a lot of people getting on, and the way they're posting is as if they're trying to incite hate. And they're trying to get people to be in more fear than what they need to be. And then when these people go out in public, they don't got their fucking head screwed on straight, and so they're acting up in front of people. That is bad news. That is the shit that I don't like. But that's not what you're doing. And I told her that.
Yeah.
So like I said, y'all can feel a type of way if you want, but you only feel that way if you feel like you was doing something wrong. But if you know what you're doing, then you had nothing to worry about. So you shouldn't be worried.
I'm not worried.
I don't know. You seem worried. You barely talk to me all day. Like you all mad. Who's that getting his haircut? Is that Prince?
Yeah,
What you
dude.
giving him? You cutting all that off? Boy, what you
Nah,
yawning
hell
for? I
no.
know you ain't tired over there, boy. Don't be yawning.
Oh, he's a cutie.
Oh,
Little
Crazy
cute.
man.
Hey, Prince, shout out to Prince, man, being a fan of the show. Young fella, you're looking fresh. You're lucky your dad's a barber. We all wish we had
Right.
those luxuries. The
for real.
only you're one of few Americans who are not looking dusty in these streets right now. Be proud of yourself, young fella.
For real.
All right, let's do a quick mental health check-in. Steph, how's it going?
I'm doing good.
Why'd you say it like that? You got any stories tonight?
Mm,
Yes,
I
you
I
got
have to
some.
I have to think about it. I have to think
I,
about
I'm
some.
sure we'll spark something. You'll have something.
Yeah, I'm sure, probably.
She
Priscilla,
was like,
how
oh
are you
yeah, I
doing
remember this
tonight?
one time. I stabbed the
I
dude.
I'm actually doing good today. I've actually I was able to kind of reset my mental today. Plus, you saw on my Facebook, my mom ordered me an entire case of wine, so that
Yeah,
could be contributing to that.
Shout out to mom.
yeah. Shout out to
Yes,
Right?
moms.
shout out to my mother. She's amazing.
Yeah,
Wait, she lives here, right?
Yeah, she lives in Seattle.
yeah. We
Well,
about to
she lives in
Send her my info.
we about
No.
to pull up on
right.
moms.
Yo, she would gladly like take you. She'd be like, "Come to my house, I'll have some wine. I'll leave it in the driveway." My mom's
Yeah,
like that. She loves everybody.
there you go. That's what's up. James, how are you doing, bro? Everything good?
I'm going stir crazy, bro.
Oh, that's not good.
Look, you
I
just got
gotta
back
get
from the
it out.
waterfront.
Right?
uh,
How
I need
dare
to get
you?
back in the I need to get back in the shop.
I
Yeah.
feel it. I
Yeah.
feel
I
it,
miss my
man.
gym.
Yeah,
Miss
I
my
miss the
gym.
gym too. So let me. Okay, speaking of gyms, let me tell you, LA Fitness. This goes out to you, y'all are some bums. All right, let me tell you this. This is some bum shit. So they want to keep taking my money for the next 3 months. So, and I know it's 3 months because the part of the deal they offered was a 3 month package for another nigga. So basically, what happens? My gym, LA Fitness, is going to be closed for a significant amount of time. What they are willing to do is they are willing to give you a month added on at the end of your membership term, which is like yearly, it cycles back through, or they will give you 3 months free that you can gift to a friend or family member. So in none of these scenarios do I get my fucking money back that I'm gonna end up paying for the next 3 months to keep my gym membership active, so I don't have to pay the $100 activation fee if I cancel it and then try to reactivate it.
Man, that's what you get for going to LA Fitness.
Bro, you want to talk about getting swindled right now? So the only thing I
For
can do,
real.
I have to eat the 150 that it's gonna cost for the next 3 months. I gotta just pay it because it's not gonna be worth it to cancel and reactivate it. But the only options that you have, you either take the 1 month at the end, or you take the 3 months free.
Can you put it on hold? Like, does it have a hold option? Like the Y, I can put my account on hold.
Nope, I wish it was the Y. Yeah, see, the Y will let you do stuff like that. But nope, LA Fitness, you're either going to cancel or you take one of their two options.
That's messed up. Y'all need to put
They've
blast
always
them.
been like that. They take your money.
Grimy. And the
I
problem
think
is,
that's why
that's
people
where all the
always get
hoopers
the
are
little.
at. So that's why we have to go there, because all my friends, where we all hoop at. So it's like if I cancel it, then I'm basically canceling my opportunity to play basketball when this lockdown
No,
shit
go
is
do
over.
the free. Go do the free pass. My baby's dad used to make me fill those out all the time. Free passes for
Yeah.
like all these different locations with different email addresses.
Yeah,
They
but
turned me away
that's
from
so much
24
work though.
hours.
But I still gotta go in and like lift and all that shit too. So it's like that's why I just pay for it.
Oh yeah.
You want me to do your lifting plan?
But go ahead and send me a plan so you can get me right so I can try to go back to the NBA. Well, I go back like I've been there. Try to go to the NBA. I wish that I could go to the NBA.
I was like,
My
dang,
fucking knees are
you holding
shot.
out some information?
Yo, could you imagine if I would have played in the NBA, but I never got on the court, so you never heard my name, or something embarrassing happened to me, and I just never told y'all because I was just so afraid? What if I was that nigga and you never knew until right in this moment? Would you feel upset that I didn't tell you I was in the NBA? Would that be like lying?
Nope.
So guess what? Okay,
I
I'm gonna tell y'all
mean,
this.
I guess
Oh my
everyone's
God! Hold on,
lying.
listen. I need everybody to be quiet because this is the craziest shit ever. So remember, Tiger King's last husband, right?
Yes.
So remember how I told y'all that where Buddy got arrested is in the town that I grew up in, right?
Yes.
My old roommate / really good friend, best friend, brother had been hanging out with this nigga and didn't know that he was Tiger King's husband until the other day. Because they had been in the area and they ended up on the same volleyball team. They've been kicking it with this boy Dylan for like months now. Had no idea. I couldn't believe it. I was fucking blown away. So maybe my boy's gonna meet the Tiger King. And when he gets pardoned by Trump, we gotta try to have him on the show. And I think we have a way to finesse that. What do y'all think? Y'all want to have Tiger King on the show?
I'm so down.
Could you imagine that? What if we were able to blow up off a Tiger King interview?
Yeah.
Gosh. Y'all gonna come pet some tigers?
Oh, I would love to pet
Like
a tiger.
if the nigga pulled up and brought like 15 tigers, would you pull up?
I will film
Nah,
that.
man, because then you're gonna. As one of the ones that are petting the tigers, get in trouble.
Yo, that's what I'm saying. I feel like that shit would be hella risky. I don't know if I would do it. I feel like a tiger would like. I feel like tigers like dark meat because you notice there were no Negroes on that documentary, and I don't know if that's because they're in Oklahoma or if because they just know tigers they want the dark meat. I just assume, you know. Everybody want a piece, so I can't imagine that tigers feel much differently than how a lot of humans
everybody
react.
wants a dark meat. I don't know.
That's what I'm saying.
James,
That's life. What up?
Jeff said, "What's good with a taper fade?"
You know,
Oh yeah, check that chat.
what's good? Gotta pay them
Tell
bills.
everybody in the chat I said what's up. The chat on my phone is hella slow, and it wasn't working.
Yeah,
earlier.
last show I was chatting with people, and you were like, "Steph, you need to chat with people." I'm like,
I was 9 messages late because it's so fucking slow. Yeah, go tell the people I said what's up. Double deuces for y'all. Listen, there's still no toilet paper, so when I have to double deuce, I'm getting nervous because my stash is running down. How are you guys feeling about your TP supply?
I'm good.
I'm straight.
I'm good. That's when I don't know. I like using baby wipes, so
I mean, I got them
really
too,
worried.
but those motherfuckers are running low too. I'm not like nervous.
You can get baby wipes at Target.
If something happened,
But they're not flushable.
You got to get the
You can get the
flushable
one.
I mean, even then, they're still technically they say they're not really.
That's like a free wipe.
My butt
That's
feels
like a
clean,
free,
so...
and then do your wipe.
I mean, as long as your ass crack is clean, that's all that matters.
That's what I'm saying. I like feeling like I just stepped fresh out the shower.
So this is the thing: is my toilet is right next to the shower, but I still feel like if you take a shit and don't wipe and just jump in the shower, that's nasty, right?
That's
Stinks McGinks.
That's what I'm saying. So like, I have to have the wipes available as well as the good quality Charmin toilet paper. Okay, look at my man getting up all fresh. We see you, big dog. Woo woo.
Steph.
Yeah.
Have you ever used Dr. Bronner's Castile soap, the peppermint one?
No.
Oh my God.
Feeling like it's heaven, huh?
Peppermint soap?
Oh my gosh. Like when I tell you it is the best feeling in the world.
Where do you use it?
Everywhere. Like it's a body wash.
I'm looking at myself now. I can't even see y'all no more.
Is it like tingly?
Yeah, like your butthole feels like it just
Oh no,
smoked a
I can't
Newport.
put nothing like that there. No, I'm too sensitive. Uh-uh.
Said your butthole
No.
sounds like it's just smoked a Newport. Is that what you just said? Shit.
Yeah, I can't use anything really like that. Like I just have to use natural
Oh,
ingredients.
I,
I'm super
it's
sensitive.
all natural though. It is all natural.
Yeah, but peppermint oil that would burn.
No, it
It's a
just feels
risk you
fresh.
gotta take, fam. It's a risk you gotta take. You want that thing smelling
Dog,
clean, clean, clean?
quit playing around, fool.
Smelling like a Christmas candy.
A Christmas candy.
Wait, James, are you on speaker?
I don't know what this thing's doing.
I just don't want your baby to hear.
Boom. There we go. Oh no,
Oh,
he's
now
good.
he went back. Okay, that's what it was. James took the camera off and he was like, okay, look at my man. Looking all fresh.
Say what's up.
Why you don't be smiling, bro? There you go. Hey, young fella.
Looking
Yeah,
handsome.
you go looking all handsome. Hey, man. You looking way
All
better
right,
than
go
your
play. Go
pops, though.
outside.
Yeah, go outside.
Go get the hell out. Come on.
Shout out to James. Shout out to the young kiddos. How are you guys kiddos doing, ladies? Are the kids doing well during the lockdown?
Oh my gosh. Yes.
Yeah, right.
You lead
They're
with "Oh
doing
my
great.
gosh" and then hit with the yes. So what's the real answer?
No, they're doing
Um,
great, but I'm just tired.
Oh, I feel it.
yes, exhausting.
So let me
Like,
tell you why I'm exhausted.
why are you
And it's all
exhausted?
because I don't have kids and I've been staying up late playing video games, eating up all the snacks. So listen, my heart goes out to y'all, but I ain't gonna lie to you. It's been nice, but it's kind of sucked because I'm a little bit bored. I wish I had some entertainment. Priscilla, how are you doing with your kids? Is it lit over there, y'all wilding out? I mean, you guys got a puppy, right? So you're like set.
Yes, we got a puppy. So the puppy's been keeping my kids entertained for sure. It's a little bit extra work on me, obviously, but it's been worth it because, it's like we take the puppy for a walk. I think I told you this morning, I finally found this giant grass field in the middle of the desert. So I'm super hyped about that. We'll play soccer. My kids are actually doing really well. It took my son a little while to adjust to it, but like my daughter's loving chilling the fuck out and not not having to go to school, obviously. I'm sure it's like heaven for them.
Yeah. I feel like if I was a kid, this would not feel like heaven, cause it's like I know you're at a school, but I don't know. I always just knew when we took long breaks, I knew that the workload coming back was gonna be crazy. So as much as I
Right.
enjoyed like having the days off, I low key hated it because
You can see them.
you just knew the shit wasn't gonna end. You're just in school for what feels like forever, and then whenever you're
Hmm.
done with school, it's like fuck. Now I'm an adult, and now this shit is real hard. there ain't no fun shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's just crazy. These poor kids, man.
I do I do like the fact though, like I feel like when my kids were young, I always said that I was going to homeschool, and then obviously I didn't plan on being a single mom, so that kind of went out the door. But I do feel like school conditions kids to like get ready to be a part of that whole like 9 to 5 type of slavery. So I have it's like it has been nice to
That type of
kind of
slavery.
I mean that's just how I feel about it. I mean, truth be told. So it is kind of nice. Like my
I mean,
daughter
you're
gets up in
right.
the morning, she does her assignments, and then the rest of the day is just pretty much dictated by us. And I have had some time to actually teach her things that I find important, like history lessons that you're not
Yeah,
gonna find in school.
that's real dope. That's real
So yeah, that's been kind of nice. But they are driving me crazy, don't get me wrong.
dope. I bet. No, that's real dope that you're doing that because I think that's important. That like this is the time for a lot of parents to educate their kids on just life and like really
Yeah.
teach them. And this is like the perfect time where you can take a child and start to really shape and mold and do a little bit more, do the things that I think a lot of us kind of expect. Like I feel like from our generation, like a level of respect is much different from like what these young kids do today. Like now is the time to teach them this
Absolutely.
type of stuff.
Yeah.
Now is the time to teach them about old history lessons and talk about the people that are being removed from the history books and all that type of shit. Like this is the
Mhm.
perfect time for that. It's also the perfect time for people to grow closer to one another and like parents really start to like relearn about their kids and what their kids are interested in and like how they feel about life because like we're starting to realize more now more than ever how important mental health is. um,
What if I didn't want to know all this stuff? What
that's
if I
the other
wanted to be a
thing though.
secret?
That's the other side of the
What if I
coin.
wanted to be a surprise? But no, I got all this damn time to learn everything I need to know about them.
Yeah.
What am I like?
Now
Where's
there's
like the
no
Jack in the
surprises,
Box
right?
thing?
Yeah.
The little Jack in the Box. I need a surprise.
Yeah, exactly.
Something.
I
No,
hear
no
you.
surprises now. Yeah.
No surprise.
My
Wake up,
daughter's
shit,
just been
eat. You know how much
right.
food these kids are eating?
Yeah.
Oh
Do
my
you know how much
God.
food these kids are eating?
Don't you got boys in the house though? Like a whole
Bro,
gang of them,
I got
bro?
3 boys in this house right now.
What you
No, I
mean, bro?
feel for
You was a boy
you.
growing up. Moms probably was saying the same thing. You know how much this shit costing? Running up
Mom's
the
was at
tab
work.
and shit.
Mom's was
I
working at the
feel
damn hospital all damn night.
Yeah, I feel for anybody who has sons right now because my son only 3.5, and when I tell you this dude, he smacked down, like I'm not kidding, a full medium-sized pizza from Domino's, ate the whole thing
Shit.
for himself at
Shit.
3.5.
We gotta teach young fella about portion control.
Right?
Shit, I ain't
Keep
got no
coming back.
room to talk,
So
man.
can
I
I have some
basically
more?
put down a giant
Oh
box of
no.
Captain Crunch in like 3 days. And that
In his defense, he
that's
doesn't eat the
big.
crust, so
Oh, okay, so I mean, but even still, even if you're not eating the crust, that's a lot of pizza to
That's
take
still a lot
in.
of
yo,
pizza.
And
I
how old
had
is he?
one piece. He's 3.5. I had one
Holy
piece, and
shit.
Shit,
we're chilling
he's
the
a
fuck out. So
beast.
we're like on the couch with the pizza box. Like nobody's using plates. We're chilling. It is
Yeah.
like bachelor RFs in my house the past couple days.
Nick,
And
what
he's
happened with your
so
pizza obsession?
So this is the thing. Like, I still am. I feel like I'm still the pizza king. I love pizza. I would love to eat pizza every day, but as I was trying to get back into basketball, and then like when you get those injuries, it's harder and harder to come back. So I can't eat the pizza and keep the weight off because I'm starting to get kind of old. But I'm gonna go back to full on Pizza King once I quit basketball, which will probably be in the next couple of years. I'm gonna be retired.
Oh, I see. I see.
So
You're
you
tired
don't
from the
eat
LA
pizza
Fitness?
at all now,
No,
or
no,
you
I still
just
eat pizza, but I don't eat it like I used to. Like I used to eat pizza like 3 or 4 times a week.
Like this dude
oh
will
okay.
post like half his
Like,
memes were about
yeah,
pizza.
I remember
I was the
that.
pizza guy. Yeah, I stayed on the pizza, but I was also pushing it at the gym 7 days a week. Like I could just go and go and go, but like now, like that shit ain't moving like that. And then now we're on the freaking shutdown. I know I could go work out outside. Like I did go for a walk today, and then like I kind of jogged and dribbled with the basketball and shit like that. But when you can't get in there and like hit the cardio real hard and pump the iron and then go hoop all week, like. I can't be eating pizza every day. I'll fucking end up looking like one of the clumps, my nigga. Looking like a clump.
Priscilla, you got a bike? Like an indoor?
I don't. I have an elliptical and I have a treadmill.
I feel like
What's up with the
Priscilla should
ellipticals?
own
Those
a
man, I
Peloton.
try to want to like the ellipticals, but I just feel really after a while I'm like, oh god, all right,
It's hard. It's very
okay. Like
hard
and my
because
knees, it feels awkward. It feels like I'm like gliding.
the thing is,
I
I
felt like that
Oh
when
my
I
god.
first did it. I mean,
yeah, I
Priscilla, you were a trainer. Like, is that something that you recommend to people to do the elliptical?
absolutely. It's a lot easier on your knees. So I tore
Yeah.
my MCL last year, and so I
Doing
can't
what?
do it. Honestly, you want me to be real honest?
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, let's get it. Go ahead,
No,
say
no, no, no.
something
It's nothing
nasty.
crazy. I was swinging my dick in the gym. I was like, as a trainer, I can say when I go into the gym, I get very competitive, and I tend to get
I was
very
slinging my
competitive
dick in the
with
gym.
people twice my size, like you. So I was eating only about 800 calories a day, which is not a lot for lifting heavy. And I was squatting 245 pounds.
Wow.
what happened is that I was so bent on squatting this weight that I
It
have my
says we
feet.
are live.
Yeah, I didn't feel when it happened, but I can tell you exactly when it happened now that looking back at it. But yeah, it
Damn,
was me
that's crazy.
basically trying to show off, and I learned a lesson because it's taken me damn near a year to really like get back into being able to squat again with heavy weight or like kind of do any like intense leg workouts. So
Yeah.
I won't be doing that again.
Dang, that's wild. That's hella wild. I think so. Sherry's texting me. She's asking if we're live. Steph, I know maybe you closed it out, but earlier you had the radio queued up. Are we not playing on the radio? It says that it's on, and it says that the
It's
microphone
playing
is on.
music.
That's interesting because it says that the mic is on and that I'm sitting here talking, and I know I turned the encoder on, and the microphone is on. I'm not sure what's going on.
Here, let me see. This is what's playing right now.
Nope. Well, that's interesting.
Oh, now you're
Right?
on. Now you're on. It's going in and out. This is what's playing right
I literally just turned it off.
now. I think you just turned it on.
I don't have any music playing though. That's the thing. So
Wait, hold on. Let me make sure you're muted on here.
no, the mic is not even registering on the.
Mute. Okay.
Yeah, that's not.
No, it's
That's
just
not
playing
us.
music.
Huh? That's very interesting.
Come on. You spark that up?
Steph, can you call Sherry and then kind of explain to her kind of what we're like doing right now?
I don't even have her phone number.
Oh, I thought. Why did I think you had her phone number?
I don't know.
Hold on a second. Hold on. Thank you for tuning into our show. Apparently, our radio station is having some technical difficulties while we've been in here yapping.
Hmm?
Let's just play music, but not. Anyway, Steph, what is our first thing on the sheet today? We're gonna continue on with
No,
the show
don't
while
step
I
on his stuff.
troubleshoot this with Sherry. I'm not really
I
sure
think
what's
you
going
had.
on.
I think you had Corona update.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
my little Corona updates are just like crazy little wild things. Like, so I saw that Bill O'Reilly has said, and I know that's later on, kind of later on the sheet, but he had said that people who were victims of this, like what he said, they were on their last legs anyway. And so just thinking about how crazy that is in a time like this to say that. Like when we're
That is
seeing
kind of
people
fucked up.
die. Yes, I think it's crazy that like we're on the YouTube and we talk about coronavirus, we get kicked off
Yeah,
immediately.
jump in
But
the
then
shower.
like Buddy can literally go on whatever platform he's on and basically say that people who died had it coming, and then like people are just cool with it.
I mean, here's the thing though, like I honestly think that people are kind of like survival of the fittest at this point. And I was actually talking to Steph earlier today about an article that this doctor wrote, and he's studied immunology pretty thoroughly. And he was saying it's an interesting perspective because he was saying that isolation is actually the worst thing we could have done in this scenario.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
And
crazy.
that unfortunately people do have to die when things like this happen. But in order to truly flatten the curve, we need to just sort of let it run its course. Which it was, I mean, I don't know how I necessarily feel. It sucks to see people die either way. Like, let's just be real. And nobody wants it to be their family member or their friend. I don't even want it to be a stranger at all. So
Yeah.
it is sort of a
No,
part
her
of
mic
being
is not even
human
registering
and
on
the
the.
way this planet works.
Yeah. At the same time, it's kind of messed up that they're like trying to
Yeah, that's not.
speed it up, I guess you could say.
That's not us.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't.
Huh? That's
Mm-hmm.
But
very
I mean,
interesting.
you already know how I feel with my conspiracy
Mm-hmm.
theories. I don't think this shit is just something that popped up out of
Oh
nowhere.
no,
That,
they knew. They
and
Steph,
knew
I
can
think
for
when
you
it comes
years.
to the
can
5G
you call
towers,
Sherry
I
and
don't
then
think
kind of
5G is
explain to her
causing
kind of what they're
coronavirus. I
like
think it's
doing?
lowering our immune systems so that this virus that they put out into civilization or into our population can
Can
now,
take over.
yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I don't know what's happening. I mean, I know what's happening with all that. Like, I honestly, like, I'm not gonna get like too crazy with it. And like, I mean, you know how I feel because me and you have had this conversation a bunch of times,
Right.
Priscilla. Um, this whole shit is just it's just crazy. And I think for me, like, my biggest takeaway is that what I once thought I kind of knew and had an understanding of, like, it's gone from that, and then now I'm realizing that this is at a much higher and like crazier level than what I had dealt with in the past, and I absolutely hate it.
Yeah, I agree
Yeah,
with you on
I
that.
gotta get Prince home.
Absolutely.
Before it's too late. Nobody's
Uh,
home,
I don't know.
or
Who knows,
nobody.
man? Is there an end
Nobody
in
will be
sight?
awake.
I mean, all these things are saying 3 months, but then it's like, why? That's just so long, man.
Man, I heard 18 months.
What?
I
Excuse you?
honestly, I've heard some rumblings
Yeah.
that it was
So this
like
is what
through
I
the
keep
end
hearing
of the
about.
year for
They're like,
sure.
check it out. They're saying if you're to tell everybody in the world or whatever in America that you have to stay home for a year, they're gonna freak out. Everybody's gonna lose. Everybody's gonna go crazy. Everybody don't know what they're gonna do. But if you start telling people like at 3 months or a month at a time increments, kind of
Yeah,
build them
it
up to it.
lowers the panic.
Yeah.
But I'm like a year, like, well, I guess I'm not turning 31 until
You
2022.
know.
I see so many
But that's
people
what they're
saying
saying.
that.
Mm-hmm.
uh, that's so funny.
Sketchy.
I'm wondering if that means I'm gonna miss my birthday this year. Not that I really
You
care.
will.
Well, you know what's funny
Welcome.
though? I didn't really celebrate my birthday last year, and then
I was
I
just about to
forgot
say that.
I realized on all my I think it's listed on some of my stuff, but like the main thing, like it's like on my Facebook, that whole shit is wiped off there. I have all that shit private. And so no, I don't think people realize that I had a birthday. They probably just were waiting for it to come around and I just never popped up on the feed.
You're just waiting for it to say like, "Oh man, it's your birthday."
That's what
Then
I'm saying,
everybody
because
goes on the
that's the
screen.
only time. And
Oh, happy
honestly, I don't
birthday!
blame people because it's hard as hell to remember everybody's damn birthday. But the
It
only
really is.
way
'Cause I
I
barely
get
know all my
birthday
family's
wishes
birthday.
is if niggas see it on Facebook. And I'm kind of glad that they didn't. Because I hate all those like
Yeah,
fake ass, like, oh my God, happy birthday. Like, I haven't talked to
just
you in
because you
nine
saw it.
months. Yeah, exactly. Just
Right.
because you saw it. Yeah.
I
I
only
remember your
have,
birthday because it's the same as my mom's.
aw.
Yeah, Steph is a true friend. She does remember my birthday. Shout out to you,
I just,
Steph. You
I
deserve a
was gonna
raise
say, I just want
at
to
your
thank
job,
you
not
for
here, but
introducing me to Steph because Steph is like literally my spirit animal. Her and I have realized that we're pretty much the same fucking person. Even our houses look almost identical. It's fucking weird.
listen, I want to
The
point
one in
this out.
Arizona probably looks more like it with the pool.
I'm gonna give myself props in this moment, but I've started to recognize that I'm responsible for connecting a lot of people in this world. And I see it on my
Oh, he's
Facebook
patting
where I
himself.
see some of my friends, like actual people I know from Florida, being friends with people that are from this area on the internet and having conversations and doing all that. That's me. So you're welcome.
Bro, you have 25 mutual friends with me out of nowhere.
Who?
It's because I'm the fucking
Nick,
goat. I'm the
Oh.
meme goat. People love
like
me.
25 people from Spokane now. Me and Nick are friends with.
Well,
I have hella
and I know
people that are friends with
so.
him trying to be friends with me, and I'm like, yeah, no,
I
I
mean,
don't know you.
you know
That's
why?
that comment creeping.
Because
That's that
that
comment
exactly.
creeping.
That's what that shit is. People creeping in the comments, man. They see people.
They're like, "Ooh, who is this?" Click,
Yeah. They
click.
they want to see who I'm interacting with because I think people. I don't know. This is what I guess. I feel like people want to try to figure me out.
What are you doing?
And it doesn't seem like it's
Your,
happening.
your cousin's in there going to the bathroom.
You got a lot of women
Yeah,
that
pee?
follow you too, and I'm sure they're like,
Yeah, well.
Oh, he's got
girl,
fans. He's got fans.
So I would
I
say,
know.
so listen. I'm also gonna say this. One of the things that I started to do after like we got
Mhm.
into the show a little bit is I did go in and I added a lot more people. A lot of those people are females because they all pop up on the people you may know thing. So a lot of
Yeah.
times like I would just like add people, and then I'd let it sit there, and then they just go back and they add it, and then I would add them to like the show page. So there's a lot of females that are on there, and I think people
That you
think like
just
I try
don't
to
know,
talk to
right?
them all, and I'm like, no, I don't know these fucking people. I added them that way they would go like the show page. And then that plan kind of like it worked a little bit. Like we have probably like 1,000 followers on the show page, but it was like
And then you started getting
They
those
go over
creepy
here like,
inboxes.
exactly, yeah. And a lot of these niggas are people that are like trying to get you to join Ponzi schemes and shit like that, or like trying to sell you grandma's nudes on the internet. Like I'm not here for that shit.
Don't be knocking my skincare.
yeah.
Oh yeah, okay. So
I
well, Steph, plug
really
your stuff. You're working with what's the company, Rodan and Fields or something?
Rodan and Fields.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's two dermatologists from San Francisco. They're the ladies who actually created Proactive and then sold it. And then they didn't start out as like network marketing. Estee Lauder had purchased their skincare products I want to say early 2000s. And then when the recession hit, they ended up buying back the product. And
Okay.
they found that after making connections like with the ladies at the makeup counters and stuff like at Nordstrom's and Estee Lauder, how just word of mouth and networking that way works so well.
Yeah.
So then they went into like the network
Yeah,
marketing
go to the
type
bathroom.
field. So but
So
You gotta pee?
I
You
started
gotta
using the
poop?
products. I was hesitant because it is pretty pricey, but I started using it. I want to say it's been a month now, 2 months. And my skin was super dry and like really bad. And just I noticed a difference in the first week.
did you
And
really?
no, I
Okay.
really did. Like, and I've never been one to like try and sell things that I don't use. Usually if I'm
Yeah,
selling
I
it, it's
trust you when you say some shit like that. That's why I was like, oh, okay. Because I have an aunt that sells it too, and she was trying to like sell me on it, and I was like, eh.
I
And then I
can give
saw
you samples because I
yes,
think my kit just came. I haven't opened it yet, but I got like a bunch of samples, so I can send you for you to
girl,
try
I'm
it.
at that age where I'm like, give me all the skincare.
Yeah, it's really good. It's really good. And I'm gonna have a virtual party, so I'll invite you.
Oh, but you're not
Oh,
gonna
yes.
invite us? What if I'm trying to get my skin right,
You
bro?
can. You could get your skin
Shit.
right
They got
too.
stuff for Negroes on there? It's
I
Negro
mean,
stuff?
it's for everybody. It's for
But is it for
everybody.
everybody though? Because I always hear that shit is kind of like skin type specific, you know. And I got
Well,
good
these
skin.
are
No, this ain't. This is real like chocolate over
no.
here.
So
This ain't.
what they did was they still have like their dermatologist clinic in San Francisco, so they still see patients and everything. But what they found was that they had a lot of women that came there with certain specific issues. So whether they had eczema or they had really oily skin or they had, fine lines and wrinkles or sunspots,
Yeah.
whatever. And so they built these skincare regimens based by the specific needs. So like mine is reverse and brightening. So like I have a lot of redness in my cheeks and I had dry spots. And so that's supposed to like reverse damage and brighten your skin. Hi, buddy. Look at him.
Hey. Look like he about ready to attack.
Oh,
Attack. Yo, can I point out that James looks like MC8? Do y'all realize that? Y'all know who that is? That old rapper from the West Coast. Shout out to West Coast rapper. He looks like MC8, bro. Who was also in Menace to Society. So you're looking like two characters from the
Man,
same fucking movie. How do you do
I'm in the game.
that?
I'm in the game. I feel like to do like crisscross.
Oh
oh,
my
hey,
god. That was
took
the
it
cut
back.
back in the day, though.
In there for real.
Man, Jermaine, have you guys had a chance to watch the evolution of hip hop on Netflix?
I have
Yes,
not.
Yeah,
that shit
I've
is
only
fire.
seen some of it, but if you guys get a chance, you should watch it because it goes through like all the different stages
Bro,
of
I've literally
specific
watched
rappers'
from
career. It's
all the
crazy.
way through.
Yeah,
You
so
guys, I have a confession. The
Oh,
only
let's
thing
hear it.
I have watched on Netflix is Tiger King.
Oh my God.
Jeez, Steph.
What do? You
You
just
don't
sit
watch The
around and like
Office, Parks
sage.
and
You
No,
sit
Rec,
it's
around and like
called
sage
being
the
There
Evolution
was
house
of Hip Hop.
no
and listen to music.
I love music, but there was no like Netflix and chill here. Like I didn't even know how to log in.
I need some Netflix.
These
We're
two.
watching Bronx Tale all day.
Just sage the house and listen to music.
Oh.
Pretty much. It's called
Yeah.
being a mother. We take care of our children and work
And
from
watch
home.
Dominic
Just
Stuffin.
sage.
Do y'all think by the end of this, y'all will both end up acquiring several cats?
No, I'm allergic.
Hell no.
Okay.
I am not a
So
cat
you're not going to
person.
turn
I
into
got a
cat
dog.
ladies. The drought might get a little
I'm
extended,
not
but you're not
saying
going to
I
be a
don't
cat
get it
lady.
in. I'm saying I don't do the fake shit like let's pretend we're gonna watch Netflix. You come over and do whatever.
Oh,
I'm
you
gonna
just
be like,
have
my
Yeah.
friend.
pull up, get to the damn room, get them on the
Yeah.
floor, get
Get
on the
me
bed.
off and go home.
Wow. Yo, but you know what? I would say this. If girls do that, even if a girl was to do that to me, at this point in our lives, I can't be mad because you think about the history of men, all the amount of times we've just
Yeah.
gone in,
Mm-hmm.
bang, bang, pow, and then dipped out like just all the amount of times that we done did that. If a girl do that to a nigga, like it's like, bro, you
Bing, bing,
had
bing,
that
bing,
shit
bing.
coming. That's probably karma for
I
something
mean,
another nigga did too.
here's the thing though, is that there's no such thing as like dating. Like it's pretty much like, hey, we're gonna be cool for like a week, we're gonna exchange pictures, and then we're just gonna fall off and not talk to each other. And at this point in my life, like I don't have time to waste. So if we
Yeah,
fucking
that's true.
and that's all it is, just call it for what it is. Go home. I'll see you next time.
Take your ass home.
We
Here's a
don't need
juice
the
box and
bullshit.
a
There's
fruit
no
roll
need
up.
for
Go on and get.
yeah, like there's no need for lying. There's no need for trying to make it seem like it's something else. We're both adults, so carry
Or
on.
like the fake conversation. Yeah.
Listen,
Just be direct.
You know?
direct. That's the key word. People need to be direct. Yes, ladies, well spoken, well spoken. I mean, nothing you said was wrong. Can't disagree. I'm just gonna say well spoken. I don't need to elaborate. You said all that shit. I mean, fuck it. I don't know. I don't know.
You know? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's real. That's adult shit. Like we're in a time right now
Go
where
get your
like
brother.
people don't really take that shit all
What's
that
that for?
serious. Like you just have to find somebody
You know?
or you're somebody's.
Go get your
and
brother.
Make sure that you're direct
I
and
mean,
set your
half these
expectations and then keep it moving.
Well, and if I'm wanting to watch Netflix,
or
I'm really wanting to watch Netflix. Like I don't.
You don't even know what to watch on Netflix, so you need to first get you some shows before you try to pull up and have a Netflix and chill. You're
No,
just
but I'm
chilling
saying
right
like
now.
if I invite somebody over because I want to watch a movie, I want to be like
Yeah.
I'm not. Hey, come over. Like if you'll know if I want to do something else
right.
ahead of
I'm gonna
time.
just whip it out and
You're not whipping it out.
Just come over with a
look.
trench coat.
I'll take it out.
What are you taking out? You have nothing to take out. Look.
You're right, girl. You're right. Thank
She
you
gonna-
for reminding me that I'm disciplined in the house.
Priscilla gonna spring something on you,
You're
fellas. Y'all better
stuck.
watch
Look.
out.
We don't have no beef. We don't have no beef over here. So stop. Look.
For real.
Nigga,
For
what?
real. I'm gonna whip out this silicone replica that I have
Your brother.
over here.
Yeah.
Prince.
I like it. Our energy is back because it wouldn't be a Thursday without these two nasty motherfuckers coming on here.
Don't mind me.
I love it. I love it. Yeah, y'all are both nasty. I love it. Anyway, yeah, Netflix and chill. Honestly,
He loves us
I've been
both.
on Hulu for so long. I only watch like one show on
Come on, Josh.
Netflix, and that's The Office. Well, I've been watching Dexter too. I went back to Dexter. Did y'all ever watch that shit?
No.
I did
I
for a
watched
little
like the
bit.
first. Yeah, I watched the first couple of seasons.
Steph, it's another show you should watch.
Are you into scary movies?
Me?
A tiny bit. Steph, what about you?
Have you watched The Haunting of Hill's Mansion or whatever it is on Netflix?
I don't know. I feel like I've seen a a couple of those movies that I feel like that have that same title, but I probably am thinking of
It's
a
been
different
like
movie.
in the top 10 for a while. It's actually really good. So I'm like a scary movie fanatic. So
Okay.
I don't like scary movies that are corny. Like I like real stuff, and I thought it was gonna be stupid and like not that scary.
It's
And when
lit
I tell
though.
you, I was on the treadmill at the gym watching this, and I was jumping. Like people were looking at me
You're
like
watching a scary movie at the gym, fam. I love that.
it
This is
was
how I get hyped up. I gotta watch niggas get knifed in order to get hyped up for the gym.
no, it
You're
helped pass
wildin'.
the time when I'm doing my cardio.
That's crazy. I'll have to check that out. I watched what did I watch yesterday? I watched Coffee and Kareem or Kareem and Coffee.
Oh, I
That was
started
pretty
that.
good.
Yeah, that shit was pretty funny. And then I saw that
Pretty good.
someone on my Facebook actually knows the young fella that's in that movie. I think he used to coach him in basketball or something. And he was saying that's I don't know if he's to that degree with the language or whatever, but they said like that's his exact personality. He's just wild like that. But I don't know the young fella's name, but he was stupid funny. So ladies, if you get a chance to check that shit out, that shit will have you dying for real. Okay, now I'm full screen. Oh shit. You know, I don't look as dusty as I thought I would.
What happened?
James turned his camera off, and so I'm the only one who has mine on. So then, yeah, now
Oh,
it
he's
goes back to
driving.
this. Yeah. See,
Seatbelt.
yeah, see, guys, this is why we're still on lockdown.
Yeah.
Oh, where you going?
What's up? Oh, no,
Where you
I
Right?
This is why we're still
Like,
on lockdown. Niggas don't want to
Where
stay
your mask
home.
at? You sneezed today. I saw you wiping.
Yo, you know what's crazy? I've started to. Almost feel bad, but I've kind of been when I go out, in order to keep people away from me, I'm just like I kind of like go to my elbow or to like I'm gonna cough, and then I fake it and walk away. Like very subtle, you know. Just do like a, and then like keep it moving, just so that way they kind of get a little freaked out. Like stay your ass away from me, because some of these people be getting too close. And Steph, don't we have a story about a dude choking a girl over the social distancing thing? He's a doctor, right?
I believe so. Let me look. I took a screenshot of the list.
Yeah, okay. So this is my fault, fuck. I've been playing too many video games, so I've actually been forgetting to send y'all these like stories.
Uh-huh.
Doctor arrested for choking a teen
Thank you,
girl because
Steph.
he
Yeah, let
felt
me
like they
pull it
weren't
up because I want to say Buddy's name since he's a whole cornball. So listen, what's this nigga's name? Let's see. Dr. John Rademacher was finally arrested on Tuesday. And he was arrested because apparently he choked a teenage girl, or he attacked a group of teenage girls, choking one. And apparently the reason he choked her was for not social distancing. Fam, unless you are Stretch
What?
Armstrong, you know that you were closer than 6 feet when you had to try to choke her. So then you're literally violating the rule that you're trying to enforce in that moment. How does that make sense?
Did you watch the video?
No, I heard there's a video, but I didn't see it. Did you see it?
Yeah,
Is it crazy?
I didn't see like him choking. It looked like he like attacked her from the back and like just
Whoa.
pummeled her. Like that's the video I
Damn.
saw. I don't know if it's like the same one, but I was like, what the hell?
So this is kind of what I was talking about. Is like we have shit like this happening, and then when you have people like we were making jokes, you know, about James driving or whatever, and it just being funny. But you have people who really are getting upset about it, and then niggas like this are doing stupid shit. Like I know you guys can guess what he looks like, right? So this guy takes it upon himself to try to help enforce the laws because he feels like if he sees people out that like his precious life is at risk. Which, my man, it's not. You're going to be okay if you walk past other people, so on and so forth. But the fact that he took it upon himself to try to like teach this girl a lesson or some shit is crazy. And she's a teenager. So he's basically
That's
picking
what
on a
I'm
fucking child.
saying.
This is crazy.
Why are you putting your hands on anybody for this shit? That's corny.
Bro, he looks like the white dude from Seventh Heaven. I don't know. And he don't even look like that guy, but they just all look like that. They look like little fucking like, pedophile molester type of niggas. That's what he looks like. And I can say that about old boy because he actually turned out to be that. Am I wrong about that?
No.
Wasn't that his whole deal after a while where we found out everything wasn't so seventh in heaven? It was more like, he was
Yeah, he was a creeper for sure.
Yeah, he was a creep. But yeah, this shit is crazy. Buddy tried to take it upon himself to enforce the law. I don't know how I feel about that. I know if that was my teenage daughter, I'd probably be waiting out in front of Buddy's house right now, ready to stomp his ass though, because he's not doing the right thing. So, Steph, could you send me that video? I want to see that, or send it to everybody in the group if you found it. If not, then I'm sure I'll see it later. But
I'll try and find it again. It was just something I saw while going through my social media, but I can try and find it.
Awesome, thank you. Let's see, what else do we? Let me go back to this list real quick. So let me ask you guys this: we don't get too political on the show, but how do you feel about Bernie Sanders dropping out of the presidential campaign?
Ooh, don't ask me. I told you the note was real.
You ain't never lie. Things look to be inevitable, and it looks like that letter that we read, which now feels like a lifetime ago. And all of this shit that we read on that letter is happening or has been happening. This was another one of those dominoes to fall.
There is no way that Joe Biden is going to win over Trump. So that just secures Trump's presidency for the next 4 years. I mean, that's my honest opinion.
And so now, either way,
me too.
our president
What's he call him? Sleepy Joe?
Is like a sexual, a sex offender of some sorts, right? Either way, we would have ended up one of those guys. People say Joe Biden is kind of a creep. Is that true? I mean, do we know that
he's
that's
a
to
pedophile? Did I send you the gif of all the times of him like inappropriately touching young girls?
Yeah.
And he like sniffs. He like smells little kids' hair.
Oh, he's so weird,
and like
bro. That's
little
weird.
girls socked him in the nuts.
It's so weird. Like I don't understand how grown niggas can't control themselves. Like they have to have every girl that they see. Why?
It's a power and control.
Why can't you just look and don't touch? I mean, shit. That's just not that hard. Like, bro, there's not enough time on earth for you to touch them all anyway. Just, you gotta chill, bro. Could you imagine having a president like that? Oh, shit, we already do. Shit. I low-key for like 3 seconds, I forgot about that. And then I remembered that our current president is also a sexual offender of sorts. So Bernie drops out. I saw the video was posted about what he was saying about him dropping out. I didn't listen to it because sometimes when I look at those videos, I get very lost because I'm not deep into politics. I just remember what the letter said. And now, based on the letter, it looks like we're guaranteed another 4 years of this bullshit. Priscilla, take it away.
I mean, where do we start?
Where do we start? Fuck, man, this is gonna be crazy.
I mean, I obviously am not a Trump supporter, and I haven't. Honestly, I've seen the news about Bernie dropping out. I don't know the logistics of it. I don't know the details. I actually haven't read too many of the articles just because I truly believe that it is a part of a bigger agenda. So the details really don't matter. This was in the works for a while now. Like, I don't think this is anything done by accident.
Yo!
It is. What?
I'm watching that video right. Oh!
Oh, yeah! He was paying
Yo,
on
if
like
these
that.
were my daughters on my unborn children's grave, I would kill this dude. Did you watch this video? The way he's pushing these little girls. Bro, I can't believe that. Anyway, so another 4 years of garbage presidency. I, I almost wish that there was some way that he would just voluntarily quit the job, and then we could just get the right people in play, and then maybe
I just
he just try his luck at like a comedy album, because everything he says is so
I
goddamn dumb is funny.
I have friends overseas, and just like hearing the way people view us because of this man, or like even his press conferences like daily about coronavirus and all this other shit, and the shit that he just spews. And like now I hate to bring this up, but have you heard his speech that he gave a couple days ago about how Black people are now more susceptible to COVID-19 because of their long history of being overweight and diabetic?
Did he actually say that? Like, because we're
That those
overweight and
words
diabetic?
actually came out of his mouth. This is not a medical professional. This is not somebody who has any sort of degree in anything involving immunology, genetics, none of that. And he's coming out about a very specific race, and it's straight up like, well, y'all gonna die because of this, because you're fat and all of this. Like it's crazy to me that people, like, I have family members on my father's side who are like super trumped out, you know, and I'm like, it feels weird to me to even think that people can honestly hear this man speak and think that he even makes sense.
Yeah, this shit is crazy, man. Like, some of the stuff that I hear him say, and then when I look at like the faces that he makes, I'll be like,
Oh, the little like,
there's no way, bro. He's like, I don't think he's taking this shit seriously. And what it kind of shows me is that there's people that are behind the scenes that they clearly, like, this shit is clearly rigged. There's no way that this guy
yeah,
actually took this position with the intent to do a good job. He just is somebody that's just on the court. Like, he's not actually trying to win the games. He's just standing at half court, not doing anything while the fucking
right,
game is going
right.
on. Like, this shit is just ridiculous. I don't understand. Like, and I bet you he goes to sleep every night with like relative ease. Everything is cool. He's just chill because he don't give a
Do
fuck
you
about these people.
Do you remember when Ebola hit and everybody gave Obama like this horrible time and how he shouldn't be president and all this other shit? And here we have like 300,000 deaths from COVID-19, and nobody's giving him shit but the people who don't support him. And that you still have this majority of people that are just like, oh, like, y'all need to stop hating on Trump pretty much. And it's like his whole thing with the hydroxychloroquine and
Oh
all
yeah,
this
yeah.
new
Talk
drug.
about that. What's the deal with that?
So I actually have not. Somebody made a comment on your page, I believe, that they've already done the testing in Detroit, but they chose to pick 3,000 people in Detroit to test this new drug that's usually an anti-malaria drug.
Well, that's convenient.
Um, Yeah, but it's like Tuskegee number 2. Like, you pick a predominantly Black community,
Yeah,
and
a
what
city
people
that's
don't
suffering.
know, 1 in 10 African American males has a genetic mutation or a genetic disorder called G6PD. Most people are unaware of this mutation. Well, the thing is that this medication, if given to somebody with this genetic mutation, can be deadly.
Fuck.
And you're talking about Black people now. So it's like, and you go to Detroit of all places. Why is this not in
Exactly.
Oklahoma? Why are you not doing this on in Wyoming or Idaho or Utah?
Well, there's no
Like,
black people in those last three
yeah,
places you named.
exactly. And I'm like, you're really just Like, that's disgusting to me.
Yeah, I think it's crazy because then what they do is they take a study like that and they be like, see, this is what y'all's race is like. This is how we can
Yes.
justify doing this shit to you. And it's like, well, fam, you went to a place where all they do is suffer. Detroit is like, unfortunately, America has let that city down horribly because it's
Absolutely.
always in shambles. Like, and it sucks because you have so many hardworking, amazing people in there trying to make things right for the city, and then you have shit like this happen. And then they're gonna don it as the hub of some crazy fucking situation, and then people are gonna write it off. Like, there's no way that a city like
And
Detroit will ever flourish, and this is how they treat their people. So that's why they send little things like this to those types of cities because why not?
it's
These
sad.
people down here are fucking. Basically they look at them like they're nothing. Why not do this
I
shit in
mean,
these
they already
areas,
don't have fucking water still.
bro?
Like, nobody's talking about that
That
anymore.
is so crazy to me. I saw a thing today where it said NASA has $1 billion shuttle that took all these fancy ass pictures of Jupiter, but then people in Flint still don't have fucking water. How does that
That's
work? We
what I'm
put towards $1
saying.
billion towards motherfuckers going to space so we can get some pictures. It's not even a human up there. It's just a fucking satellite to get good photos. You spend $1 billion on photos, but we have other humans that literally can't have clean fucking water.
Absolutely. And here's the
Bro,
other thing that
this shit is crazy. This is where we
so
stay
I
at,
had a
bro. Are you kidding
yes,
me? This
I
is where we
had
stay at.
I don't know if you saw it on my Facebook, but I posted about this and I had a family member um comment and she was like, keep your own opinions out of this and save it for the doctor. And I messaged her and I was like,
I
look,
said, bitch, what?
Tuskegee, and for anybody who doesn't know what that is, that's when they took a group of black men and tested this new syphilis drug on them and it created
Yep,
all sorts of problems and deformities and death.
yep.
That was all doctor led.
I know
Those were
James knows
doctors
stuff about
doing
that. He
it
about
to
ready
this
to jump out of the damn car to
people.
talk about it.
I'm like, yo, it's
This
not
shit's
okay with
real.
me. Like you're yeah,
It's
and
fucking
and
real.
people and then you have people who say racism doesn't exist or
Yo,
these things don't happen anymore.
those
And
people are
I'm like, no,
stupid
they
as
do
shit.
happen
They're
and
stupider
they're
than
happening
shit.
right in front of your face. You just don't want to question something.
You know what's crazy, man? People want to say racism don't exist, but there's literally a white lady in my neighborhood that every time she see me outside, she walk to the other side of the
Other
street
side
to
of the
avoid me.
yep,
In
yep.
2020, we still have white girls walking to the other side of the street to avoid niggas. Like, lady, I'm not going to rob you. You're the one walking. Mine by my car. Get at me. Come on. Like, you nervous about me? I'm worried about you robbing me.
It is interesting though because like I mean my mom is Cuban and my dad's Italian and German, but like
Hey, shout out.
he's an old white guy.
Oh, shout out to your
And
mom, not the
even
old white guy.
oh, my dad is down though. My dad is down.
Hey, shout out to
Um,
Pops. What's up, Pops?
he's got to be in order to deal with my crazy ass mom. But like they didn't understand the things that I would talk about until I had my kid. And then when they started to see the way that my kids were treated in certain areas or certain situations, they were like, "Oh wow." Like even my dad approached me and he was like, "I see what you're saying now. I didn't get it." And I said, "Dad, this is what I'm talking about when I
Yeah.
say white privilege. You didn't get it because you don't experience it on a daily basis.
Yup.
It doesn't exist to you." But it happens. And then when it, like when it's about their grandkids, they're like, oh, whoa.
Ready to ride out. Yeah, because it's like people
Yeah,
that you
like,
care about and you don't want to see anybody that you know get mistreated. But the thing that I think, and I don't know, James, you can jump in on this with me, but I always feel like what we are asking for is as black people, or as far as our expectations go, is that we're just expecting that you sit, you listen, and you understand, and you not make us feel like shit when we try to tell you that a lot of your privilege shows on a daily basis. We literally we have to tippy toe around that shit because when you violate that for white
mm,
people, they start to lose their fucking minds. But when our shit gets violated, they act like that shit don't exist. Like, nah, there's no way. There's no way that you guys are treated this bad. But it's like, bro, you have 10 million examples of how the shit is different for you as a white person, for us as minorities. And I mean of all kinds. Even think about in the time we're in right now, where because of where this virus originated, now you have all these people alienating the Asian community, trying to treat these people like they're fucking like just crazy mass murderers and all this type of shit.
Horrible.
But
Yeah.
that's like the same type of shit that they do to other people who are minorities. But like a lot of them pretend that that shit don't exist. They act like they don't see it because it don't happen to them. But then as soon as like their daughter or maybe their son has a mixed child, then all of a sudden they be like, oh fuck that, I'm not letting anybody talk to my people like that. I'm like, but I get it. Now you're riding for home team because you have more stake in it. But you should have
Right.
understood from jump that because we are people, you've had stake since day one. You choose to ignore, and you're not playing your fucking part.
Right. Because it's not personal.
Exactly. Because it's not
And
personal.
I think you and I have even had this conversation. And James, like, I'll tell you, there are certain things that like I'm up on, but I did not understand. So my daughter, like Black History Month was just not that long ago. So they're
Which is
learning about
celebrated year round now as 2020 has dawned upon us.
Hell
It's
yeah.
Black History Year all day, every day. Shout out to my black folks.
So my daughter came home and had all these questions for me. Why are white people always on top? Why did they do that to us? And when she said us, it was like, she told me, she goes, Mom, did you know that if you and Dad got married long time ago, you guys could have gotten arrested? And I was like, yeah. And like she had all these questions, but it was personal because that's what she identifies as.
Hey,
But for me,
yeah, I like that.
learning that in school for me was different because even though I'm learning about it and I understand about it and I have compassion and empathy towards that, I'm not Black. And it really made me realize there are things that I should be teaching my daughter, or not just my daughter, but my son as well, like both my kids, that I have to be more aware and more conscious of because it is a different experience.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. James, what are your thoughts, my guy?
I mean, I remember girls, there were,
Oh, I think James is cutting out. Maybe because
Things
he's on the
cut
road.
now.
driving through Auburn.
Janky ass Auburn. Shout out to all my people in Auburn if you're listening.
But you remember those two girls that were twins? They were half Black and half white, and they tried to say that they wanted to identify. They're like, well, we're gonna identify white because we're half and half. So they tried, and of course, they got hit right in the mouth with reality.
Mm-hmm.
That they're like, okay, well, shit, I don't know what why that's a problem when I have a white mom and a Black dad. I should be able to identify, with either side. And Dad tell her like, nah, little lady, like, you got a drip of color in you. You're considered.
Yeah.
You're not considered white. And look at, like, remember that like we were watching Hunted, the Hunters or whatnot.
Yeah.
That Nazi shit. And he was like, man, he had an American called him. He said, kill all three of them. Yeah. He said he tainted his.
Dang, I wish it wasn't cutting out because I know exactly what he's talking about, but I can't really remember and recite it.
Well, go
Sorry,
ahead.
James, you were cutting out, man. But
but you know how he was saying like he had all the kids with the white lady, and he was like, well, shit, now kids are tainted. I want to kill them. This isn't what I want, and then that was just
crazy. That is so crazy to think of.
So it's the race thing is made.
You know what's weird though? I will say this specifically for those two twin girls, they wanted to identify as white. You want to know why I don't have a problem with that? Because we got a whole gang of white folks that swear on God that they are Black people. And they walk
Oh
around all
man,
fucking day pretending, and they beg and plead. And the white
I got
people
5%.
made it acceptable, and they said that we should welcome them with open arms. So if some of our people decide that they want to identify as white so they can reap some of those benefits that white folks get with minimal struggle, they should be able to do that without any resistance. I mean, look at Rachel Dolezal. Shit, we tried to
Yeah.
crucify her. Shit, we tried to roast her up. She still is getting a pass from her white folks that she is now a black woman. Because the only people that acknowledge that shit are white people. They make that shit
Thank
acceptable. Because we do not see her as a black lady. She's a white lady
you.
who's pretending that she's black because her life as a white woman just was very unseasoned, and she just wanted to add a little flavor, and she put too much of that shit in that fucking pan, and then came out on the other side with fucking cornrows and shit
Too
and a
much.
fucking brand new
So
bronze ass tan. Like, oh my god, white lady, please go back to what you came from. You are not a black woman, okay, and you never will be. You will always be a white lady pretending to be black. And it's unnecessary. Just be yourself. You probably could have been a cool white lady. You know, people would have accepted you. You should have just
so
played your position and left it alone.
I don't get that. I don't know. Like I do feel for mixed people though, just because like you wouldn't tell. Like, I'm not mixed with black, obviously, but my mom's Cuban and my dad is
I
pretty
mean, he
much white.
was though.
And here,
Let me stop.
um,
You was though at one point. Anyway, go ahead.
no, I mean, okay, but anyways, my mom's side of the family never fully accepted me because I was the lightest of the family, and they're all darker than me. And my dad's side of the family has never really accepted me because they look at mom as an immigrant.
Okay.
And and even though like my grandpa loved her, like my grandparents both loved her, but they like I would hear conversations growing up like, well, it's all these damn illegal aliens and all this stuff. But like when I was a kid, I'd look at it like, well, my mom still has her green card.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
So like
So
you think they were low key like throwing shade at your mom and shit though?
oh, absolutely. We've sort of always been not a part of a lot of family things with my dad's side of the family because people have always had an issue with my mom. Now, whether that
Damn.
be because of her race, she's very much like me. Well, I should say I'm like her. She's outspoken, she says what's on her mind, and she's very blunt and truthful. And so like a
Well,
lot of
yeah.
people
She's a Latina woman. Do they not know?
yeah,
Like, should
and
we
she
give a
is, and she's
tutorial?
fine.
Like, fam, come on.
But even like my dad, he goes, I didn't think anything of it until somebody asked me at work one day. They were like, "How is it like being in an interracial relationship?" My dad was like, "What?" And he was like, "Oh yeah, like I don't look at my wife that way. Like
Buddy
I just
totally
look at
forgot.
yeah." He was like, "That's just my wife." But yeah, I guess she is not white. Like, but it is weird because even now, like my mom's side of the family lives in LA, so they're only like 4 hours away from me.
Yeah.
And like my cousin Christina is like straight up like chola. Like
Oh yeah.
you like yeah, like you would not assume her and I were related at all. And she was like, "Man, we used to give you so much shit as a kid. Like they used to call me Blanquita, like
You
and
gotta
that's like little
explain for the
whitey.
viewers what that means.
Yeah, it's like pretty much little whitey. Like Blanquita means
Little
white, but there's like
Whitey. Yo, they were
little
calling
whitey.
you
Yeah.
Little Whitey. I like it. I mean, no, that's disrespectful. But I'm saying is,
Look,
I was
I'm
just
like,
thinking
that's
like as a rap
not
name, that would have been a little kind of lit. Little Whitey.
Blanquita.
Laquita. Yo, imagine if a nigga called you that right now and you just like went back to all those years and then just in that
Triggered.
moment turned into like Hulk and just bow bow, gave him the business. Don't call me Lil Whitey no more.
And don't get me to that point.
That shit is
I'm
stupid
not
funny. That's kind of savage though. But think about how crazy. That's your own cousin, and they're like, yo, fuck you, Lil Whitey.
yeah, but like
That's
I
crazy.
do like what back to what James was saying. Like I remember going to now my hair is blonde right now, but it's naturally like a dark brown, like ish.
Okay.
But I used to dine all the time, and I went to Atlanta once, and I was in Hooters at the bar, and this white man was just kind of staring at me, and I was like, okay. And he was an older dude, and I was with one of my friends who happened to be black. Um, and he looked at me, he goes, "What are you?" And I was like,
A human, my nigga. What do you
"What?"
mean?
And he was like, "Well, you're not white." Like thick
Well, you're
ass.
not what? Was he? He must have been like a
And I was
country
like,
white dude.
"Wow, here I am in Atlanta, and somebody can actually pick me out of a crowd that I'm tainted. Like my
I'm
bloodline is pure."
tainted.
Yeah, that's
Oh
pretty
my
much that's how they
god,
look at it.
that's stupid funny. Well, you're not what? I could just imagine being
So
in the
you're not
South.
white.
That's how they sound too. What are you, feller? I ain't seen your kind around here in a long time, feller.
You know?
You from the West Coast or something, feller? You know that's how they be talking.
Yeah, man. That shit
That
is
shit is
crazy.
crazy. You know, I this is my thing about it. I always laugh at the fact that like white folks they swim with sharks, they jump out of planes, they'll ask you directly to your face, you know, if you're on food stamps or not. They'll
Wow.
they'll fucking they'll call the cops on you with some quickness, but they get
Oh, you
nervous.
know, lemonade
But they still
stand.
like tuck their purses and shit when they see black people walking down the street. That's weird to me. Why y'all so brave with like they'll go out and you know like I said swim with sharks and fucking go ride dolphins, but like you be scared of black people? I don't understand that.
History.
I mean,
How you how you willing to jump out of a plane and put your life on the line, but then like see a nigga and then want to run to the other side of the street?
well, and
That's
this is
crazy.
why I get frustrated why people are like racism doesn't exist. Because like that little like anxiety in your stomach that you feel like you need to lock your doors when a black man approaches like the car or like anything like that's racism. Like, do people not understand? Like,
That shit is funny to me. Like I've actually seen a girl like do like that real quick, and then like, is he looking? Like I've seen some shit like that when I've walked by, and I've just been like, you know what? It almost made me want to like walk away and then go back and then like bang on the window real quick and just scare the shit out of her. But at the same time, I'll be like, you
so
know what? I'm cool with it because it just shows me that like she lives her life in fear. People who do that, they live their life
right.
in fear and they're fucking miserable because they're so focused on like potential harm and danger that they're never thinking that like yo I might meet this person might change my life, they might tell me something amazing, or shit you might be walking right past a nigga who's like a fucking famous person or somebody that you know like you probably always wanted to have a conversation with, but you just only see that they're a black person and then they become scary to you or something and you want to freak out and like get all insecure. That's like their fucking problem. That's why I don't even be tripping about that shit. You can lock your doors around me all you want. Trust me, I don't want shit that you have.
I don't know. Like, I remember I think I told you this story. The first time somebody addressed my daughter as that little black girl over there, I was like, "Excuse me?"
Shit,
Like,
that'd have been time to run a
she
fade real
can't be
quick.
the girl with the pink shirt or the girl with the curly hair or the girl with the white shoes. Like, she's that little
Nope.
black girl over there.
I'd have put my stuff down and said, run my fade right now. Right now, damn
I
it.
felt like I was in a Walmart in Monroe of all places, and I was like, "This bitch just said what?"
You know what? I ain't gonna lie to you. I spent some time working in Monroe, and I was glad that where I went to do my job, it was like a go straight there and leave right away. Everything
Right.
about that area gave me the vibe that like if my car break
Thank
down
you.
out here or something happened to me
Uh-huh.
out here, I could end up
Yep.
being dragged behind a truck or some shit like that.
So I lived out on 9 acres off of a road called Ben Howard. Now, I don't know if anybody's familiar with it, but
Nah.
basically, like from that Safeway that's in the middle of the town of Monroe, it's 10 miles out. So it's
Damn.
10 miles off. Our road was not even paved. And
I
I
can't take Gus
remember I
out
was
there.
No, I remember I was walking with my kids because we had like a farm down the street and I'd take them to go pet the cows and these people were cool with us, like playing with their cows. And this truck just rolled up like with a giant ass Confederate flag. Like,
That's easy work, man. That's like back where I'm from. Like every white kid I went to high school with had one of those on their shit. Yo, I went to
that's
school. Tell me why I went to school with a nigga that literally had a noose hanging from his rear
what?
view mirror in his trunk.
Oh, Lord.
Also,
No,
in my high school days, no
I can't be
cap
doing
at
all that.
all. Halloween party. Tell me why a nigga showed up, painted himself black with a noose around his neck to a Halloween party. All the white kids, they love that shit. Back in the South, they love that shit, bro.
Yeah,
This
no.
type of shit that's happening now, they're ready for this shit because they're hoping that they can revert back to the times of old and try to eradicate black people. They love that shit, and they try to tell you is the flag represents Southern heritage and all that. No, my nigga, that shit represents stupidity at its finest. Anybody that's flying that shit, I don't want to hear nothing about no Southern heritage or none of that shit. You motherfuckers are corny as hell, and you are probably just a racist. And if you're not, and you're just saying that you have this because your family had it, your family's probably racist.
Yeah,
The South will rise
absolutely.
The
again.
South will rise again, brother. Goddamn, yeehaw! Fuck! That's how they all sound.
South.
Wap, ha.
I'm dead. We definitely getting kicked off here, but hey, it's worth it, man.
No,
I mean, all we're doing is speaking facts. It's not. It's not like we're
it's the
doing anything
truth.
or saying anything that's untrue. It's this fucking facts.
I
Shout out to all the great white people though, because there's so many of y'all that are just amazing, and y'all hate this shit just as much as we do because you know that it's garbage. And shout out to those of you that have family members who are like the people we are speaking of, and it makes it hard for you to enjoy your family time because you know so many of your family members are still very ignorant. I'm sorry. I hate that for you. I hate if you have to listen to those type of conversations because nobody wants to sit around a table and listen to somebody just bash an entire race for no damn good reason. That shit is horrible. Honestly, I'm gonna say this because I know people probably gonna be like, "Well, what were you just doing?" First of all, we were not bashing. All we were doing was
no.
speaking the truth about the history of our country that we live in. But I've been around some of these folks that have these type of conversations, especially when it comes to black people and how they exist amongst white people. And I'll say the things that I've heard, that shit's not friendly. And you have to remember that type of information is being communicated to the children. Then when those children grow up, they communicate it
Yep,
to their children, and to
it
their
is
children.
passed on
Exactly. It's hate is a
and it is a
learned
learned behavior.
behavior, fam. That is not some shit you do inherit it to some degree, but it's because the people in those families they teach that shit. They don't have to do that. I'm telling you, y'all spend time with some niggas like me and James, you'll love this shit, bro. I know all my white friends, they fucking love me because I'm funny as fuck. I'm caring. I give a fuck about my people. And I ride for my people. They love that shit, bro. We're human just like the people that you are with, or brethren, whatever the fuck you want to call it. We ain't bad people. Y'all need to get that shit out of your head and start interacting with the people around you
People
are fucking amazing and y'all are missing out because you're fucking ignorant.
people need to learn how to speak up because advocating for, I'm not even going to say black people, I'm going to say for minorities is not just about understanding that this shit happens on the day-to-day basis, but like it's about saying something when there's no minority present.
Exactly.
When you're with
Exactly.
another white person,
Exactly.
it's saying, hey, that's not okay, or hey, like
Exactly.
this is the way you should be feeling. Because I see a
Exactly.
lot of people who get it and they empathize with it, but
But
they're
they
not like,
exactly. I know exactly where
you
you're
know what I'm
going.
saying.
This
You
so
have
Staying
this is what we
quiet
to,
is
say.
just as you're
Show
just
me
as
that
guilty
same
if you stay
loyalty
quiet about
even when I'm
something.
not in the fucking room. When you're amongst all your little friends and when they go to say stuff, if you really fuck with me heavy like you claim, then when you are around people who say racist bullshit, I'm not expecting you to throw hands with them. All I'm expecting is that you be like, "Yo, not in my presence. I do not condone this type of
exactly.
stuff." And if they give you a hard time for that, I'm expecting you to look at them and be like, you know what? This is where we part ways because you and I are not on the same wavelength. Because I don't want to spend time in a room with white people who would do corny shit and be cool to my face and then allow themselves to be in the presence of people who make these racist ass remarks without them saying anything or even without getting upset. Because I've seen some of my friends be in these conversations and not bat an eye because they don't want to ruffle the feathers of those people that they know. But fam, you don't understand. You in that moment when you don't do anything, you're disrespecting me more by not saying a fucking thing about it. Like I said, I'm not expecting you to put your life on the line for this shit because I don't think it needs to go to that every single time. But I am expecting you to look at the people you're around and say, "Hey, not on my watch." Or if you got, what do they say? Not today, pal. Not here, buddy. We're not gonna do that here. Say whatever you gotta say, man. Use some of those catchphrases y'all be using. And do the right fucking thing. That's it. You don't have to be at every march. You don't have to wear a Black Lives Matter shirt. You don't have to do any of that shit to make a difference. All you got to do is speak the fuck up. It's easy shit.
Steph, what were you saying?
Oh, is Steph back talking? I didn't even know she was back here.
I forget
Steph,
now.
what
I
up?
forget. No, I forget what I was saying.
Oh.
Oh, that's a
I
bummer.
lost it.
Bet it was good.
No, I heard her talking and then I couldn't hear her.
Yo, shout out to James for being on a mining trip. Looks like he's in a cave right now.
I was gonna say,
Bro, it's blacker than hell in there. Boy, you even in there, boy? Open your mouth or open your eyes. You got your eyes open,
He's
boy?
driving. You can see him.
Oh, you better have his eyes
where
open
you
if he's
going?
driving.
Who you with?
Yeah, here.
What's your curfew?
Yo, we out past curfew, fam. Respect for you riding around.
Fuck, man. Got to drive that kid all the way over to the Highlands.
Oh. Yeah, quite a drive, my friend. Okay, let's see. We got so we got about 30 minutes left in the show. Thank you. If you're tuning in on Twitch, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Steph, do we got some people in the chat? Who's in the chat? We got some shout outs. I know Jeff was in the chat when I glanced at it.
Just Jeff.
Oh, it's just Jeff? Okay, well, shout out to Jeff Squad. Jeff has been handling all of our tech issues and doing all that. Thank you, Jeff, for getting us hooked up.
Jeff.
We got the whole team here. I don't know what Bayar is doing, but maybe we'll have him on one day. I know he just at the house, probably smoked out. We have a couple more stories. Do you guys have any, while I cue this up, do you guys have any shout outs you want to do or anything? Wait, I heard Steph. Someone said Steph. Was Steph saying something?
Shout out to Priscilla's smoke detector.
I was just about, oh my God, it's so funny. I was just about to text you, like, I just realized my smoke detector has been going off every like 5 seconds. So I'm sorry, you guys.
Is that what that noise is?
I've been trying to find which one of mine was earlier. Where's it at? Look.
Yo, I've been wondering why it's been making weird noises. That's what that shit has been. Okay.
I've had hella.
Oh, now I hear it too.
Oh, great. Now you had to point it out.
Never heard it until you pointed it out.
No, like I heard it earlier, but I thought I was just hearing something.
Room. I have super high ceilings, so I don't have a ladder tall enough to get up to that motherfucker.
Man, that's literally one of the only reasons I want to live in Vegas or Arizona is for high ceilings.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Yeah, when that smoke detector go off, you ain't gonna be.
That's got high ceilings like me too.
I don't know if I have a smoke detector up there though, on the high part.
I wish they wouldn't have put that up there. It makes no damn sense.
I don't know.
Yeah, she said it was funny because I was sending a picture of the paint for my walls, and like literally our front door and house and everything is like exactly the same, and we even have boxes sitting there.
like I told her,
you guys are basically sisters at this point, right?
Pretty much. I was like, I'm embarrassed to send you this picture because I got 2 like giant boxes sitting in front of my front door, but fuck it. She was like, oh my God, I just cropped my picture to crop out the boxes.
Y'all got all this time at home, ain't got these boxes cleaned up?
Man,
are you
don't have kids?
I can't say anything because I still got all the boxes, and our living room is full of boxes. We
there you go.
Furniture put in there. So the same way it looked like when I was doing those Snapchat videos at the beginning of March, it still looks like that. Fuck it. Oh Unemployment is through the freaking roof right now. Well, we have like 17 million Americans apply for unemployment this past week or these last couple
Yeah.
days.
Are
You know
Nevada.
people?
the how
Is
many?
everybody getting paid?
So that's the thing is I can't imagine that all of those claims are going to be processed and approved. And even if they are, 17 million people, where does that money come from?
I've always wanted to know because, like, isn't it? Don't you put money into it, like as a
Yeah,
like
definitely. You
from your
definitely put
job?
money into it, and then like you obviously get it paid back. But like, the government has been hoarding some of that money, and if and they obviously had to go to that little NASA space shuttle to take those fucking pictures because they spent 1 billion on that. So like, where does all the rest of this money go? How do you bail out the businesses, take care of all the people, and still pay the light bills around this motherfucker?
James, the World Bank at credit.
Yep.
Yo, this is just it's crazy. I don't really know what to think about all that stuff. James, let's get into these conspiracies, bro. What you got for us today? I know you got some.
Getting paid.
I have.
Oh,
What I was seeing, I saw some crazy stuff earlier.
how do you feel about these 5G towers? What is your take on that?
With the what?
With the
The
5G
5G
towers, yeah.
tower.
Talk to us about
Oh
5G.
man, so that 5G, I feel, I kind of think it's the same. You know, I don't think it's giving coronavirus, but I do believe it has a lot to do with it. I think it does. You know, a lot of the people that were working on them have to wear hazmat suits.
Right.
So it's like, all right, and we got regular people that are working on, telephone towers, Comcast and shit like that. All they wear is hard hats, and vests.
Yeah.
But now you're putting these 5G towers, and you're telling them that they have to wear like medical grade protection to put it up. I mean, that should tell you. Or and then a lot of people don't remember or think it's something that had to do with the environment that killed off all the animals. And remember when 4G was going up, and then we had
Yeah.
all those fluctuations of dead fish just roaming up onto the shores
Mm-hmm.
of places, and
People just forgot
birds,
about that.
and birds flying and just literally dropping by the hundreds of thousands.
Damn.
Or even when 3G came and they were transitioning to 4G, it killed, like, we were on the extinction of bees.
Yeah.
Like the bee population took a huge hit, and they said we were almost on the way on extinction for those. And if they go on extinct, they said mankind is pretty much doomed.
Damn. It does
And
make
I
you
don't think that
wonder.
was caused by like by the gravitational pulls of the poles or whatever they tried to say it was.
Yeah. We're seeing like a big influx of new wildlife appearing. Have you guys noticed that? Like, I
I
heard
love
that
it.
turtles are making a comeback. Like, there's so many animals. Like, pollution is down, and I saw that like people were saying that the Himalayas are visible for like the
In
first, like the
India,
top, yeah, for like the first time in like 30 years or some shit like that. And they say that a lot of that shit that was up there floating was just pollution, just hanging, and now it's just
yeah,
not there.
the earth is healing
I mean,
itself.
that could be their turn, their way. Climate change, that could be it. Climate change, but the way that they had, the what movie was it? So I feel if they put it in a movie, it's already happened, or it's happening, or it's like predictive programming. So like,
Predictive
what was that
programming. That's
movie
interesting.
2012? The other one that just came out, Geostorm. Did you guys watch that movie?
No, that looked terrible. I wasn't watching that.
I mean, it looked terrible, but it just made sense. I watched it because it's literally what like the world is doing, what the government is doing. They're controlling the weather.
Right.
They pretty much, they said that they perfected weather control, and like,
You know, I've heard that before where they basically, there's sometimes where they'll send something up into the atmosphere and then it'll like explode and then all of a sudden like you'll have a cloud pull up and then all of a sudden there's rain just falling. I've never known if I actually believe that. Priscilla, have you ever heard about some shit like that?
Absolutely.
Is that some real shit? Like I've heard people say that, but I always thought that was a joke. Like they're really just like
So
shooting something up there and then it creates bad weather for us. That's janky.
I've gone through my phases of conspiracy theories. Like there was one point in time where I was really on the flat earth theory.
Okay.
There I
Did you really think that Earth was flat, and then what made you go back
well
to?
well I mean, here's my thing. Like when I research anything, I don't ever say like, oh, I believe one thing or the other. I just
Yeah.
research the shit out of it and then draw my conclusion. I
Okay.
believe the earth is round. There
Okay.
were some like really good things, like points that people made, but ultimately, like everything that I researched, I was like, it's a little out there.
Okay, we got
But
a new follower because I hear the music playing.
hey, uh,
Okay, yeah, get it. Shout out to you, whoever that is. Sorry, I'm not looking at the
yeah.
chat. Go ahead, Priscilla. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Oh no, you're fine. I mean, I definitely do believe that they can control the weather. I don't know how they're doing it. I don't know. I, I, honestly, it's not like something that like I'm super into researching or anything.
Yeah,
I'm more of like a chemtrails type of girl, which I will tell you this before this whole quarantine. Did I send you the video?
I don't think so. I mean,
Okay,
maybe
so
I
I
get thousands of videos a day, so I feel like you probably did send this to me, and I probably looked at it or we talked about it, and I've already forgotten it.
I a week before we got quarantined out here, I walked outside to put my kids in the car and I looked up in the sky and there was a grid full of chemtrails.
Hmm.
And I'm recording this video and I'm like, oh, they're spraying today. Like, what the fuck are they up to? Seven
Yeah.
days later, we're in quarantine because of this virus. And
Oh, coincidence? We
it
think not.
that's, that's how I'm feeling. So it would not surprise me if they're controlling the weather at all.
Yeah, I feel like I've started to get on board with the anything is possible scenario because I'm someone who believes that what we see on television and TV shows on a daily basis that has to come from
Hello?
somewhere. James, what up? So, based on the fact that that has to come from somewhere, like, there's no way that like this stuff is not possible. If you believe dreamed it up
Yeah.
enough for it to look real and believable in a movie, that means it's probably possible to happen on our planet. The only thing that I think is not within our realm of possibilities is like superheroes. I don't believe that there are niggas that are just like genetically able to fly around like Superman. We all know that not to be true, but when you watch
But
like
what about
these,
spiritually?
I mean, like I said, anything is possible at this point, man. I just don't know
But that's
anymore.
what they want you to believe is that everything's too crazy to be real.
There's nobody that's flying. You know how I know? Because when I jump off the curb, my
Shaolin monk.
bones hurt. So I know that even just stepping off the curb with my bones hurting, there's nobody that can withstand the punishment that Superman was taking. That's just
No,
not happening.
okay, you're right. There's no. I want you though to look into Shaolin monks, like true Shaolin monks,
I
because
mean, I believe it because Asian people they're just on some different stuff, man. I could see that. If you do any of that type of ninja practicing type of stuff, maybe you can walk on water and walk through some walls and shit. That's probably
I think
possible.
it's
let me tell you,
more spiritual based
it
type
is
stuff.
more spiritual
Yeah.
based. And do you know? Now, let me tell you something. Do you know the science behind bees?
Behind bees, like
Yes, why they
no,
can fly.
probably because
Let
they're
me tell you
flapping the
something.
wings at such a high speed, it just keeps them propelling and small.
No,
I don't know.
logistically, a bee's body is too heavy for its wings to actually fly and carry it. The reason a bee flies is because it vibrates its learning at a certain frequency that makes it levitate. So the Shaolin monks
So
believe that if you can vibrate yourself a certain frequency, you can
stop it,
fly like a bee or levitate.
stop
I'm
it.
not read into it. It's
I
not.
listen. I believe what you're saying, but like even if I was right there in the presence of one of these guys and they were like, hey, meme could watch me just, I'm finna levitate. Even if the nigga did it, I would be like, nah, he got some type of
Nah.
contraption in here or
I
something.
had-
But he got some ropes or he got a harness on or something. I probably would not believe that. He could be flying the whole time talking to me too. I'll be like, no, nigga, you're just on a ladder, so I can't see this fucking ladder or something. I don't know.
Steph's on it. She
I
knows.
was meditating one time and it scared the shit out of me. I'm not gonna say I for real levitated or whatever, but I felt like
Look
I
at
was
his face.
levitating. I
You stop. You felt like you was levitating. Listen,
I swear to you,
I'm
the
somebody
scared that I
I've
wanna know-
I've
no, I'm
flown
telling you
before
right now.
briefly, and that's only because I had some bounce and I could dunk a
Look.
basketball. That's as
Wait,
close
wait,
as I've
wait,
ever
what
got
were
to
you saying,
levitating.
Steph?
Look, if you don't quit cutting me off today,
Oh.
sir, look at
Listen, man,
Daddy?
you first of all, you better remember whose
you
fucking
got one
show
more
this
time.
is.
You got
Y'all
one
cut
more-
me off all
you
goddamn
got
day.
one-
This is my fucking show now. I'll do
Oh.
whatever I want. I'll
Oh.
kick you out
He
of this
said-
motherfucker.
Wait, excuse me?
Yeah, you heard me. I'll kick you out of here. You better chill out. Now go ahead, finish your thought.
Uh-oh. She's out.
Well, she got don't try that attitude shit with me. She's still mad because I gave her a hard time on that Facebook comment. I can tell because she ain't been talking to me all day. And then she want to get an attitude. Get out of here with that. Anyway, so she was levitating. I don't know, man. That just sounds like some crazy stuff to me. I don't know if people are really doing that. Send me some information, Priscilla. I want to read up on this.
I will.
Because now I'm like, my mind is blown. We really got people out here that's levitating like that? That's crazy. So how do you get yourself to vibrate and like, what do you do to get to that state? How does that even work?
Well, I mean, that's why you've heard of like Om, right? Like when people meditate Om.
Yeah.
Like, okay, so that's one way. It's like Tibetan singing bowls. Have you heard of those?
No, I've never heard of that before.
So, hold on, she just texted me. I'll send you some articles on it because I think Steph and I are on like the same page spiritually with stuff like this. Like a lot of what's going on in the world and a lot of like these crazy conspiracies also link back into consciousness and being in a sort of a matrix and understanding that like there's a reason why there's that saying mind over matter because we really project our realities. And yeah, I'll send you stuff.
Yeah, definitely send me that. I wanna read up on this because this is very interesting. I think James came back in the chat. James, can you hear us?
I'm here.
What
My
happened?
phone. Driving through Auburn, ain't got no service. Yeah.
Are they up in here?
You there? You there? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear
Yeah,
you.
I can
So
hear
you were telling us about some of these conspiracies, bro. Can continue with your thought. What were you telling us?
What did I
We
leave
were
out
talking
on?
about
Wasn't it
the
the
5G towers and stuff.
Yeah, well, they kind of forgot about the CERN, the CERN building or the CERN machine and the
What is that?
so CERN is was it the hydrogen collider, the atom? It was like, so they take two atoms. They're trying to recreate the Big Bang.
Huh.
So it's this place, and there's a lot of stuff that's behind this. A lot of biblical things that are behind it. So it's built underground over in this place over in Europe. That's literally they consider it like the gateway to hell. Is what they could like is what it's considered.
Hey,
And
what?
yeah, bro, it's
Yeah.
where it's built. So it's built in this. I can't remember what city it is, but it's underground and it's just this huge. You remember Iron Man? Remember when Iron Man made the very last thing that he was using, the super one that he had on, and he turned his basement into like a little lab, and he was trying to make I don't know, what was that thing that he had, the real reactor, and he made the super reactor in his basement. But pretty much it's something like that. This big old circle of power, of energy, and it's supposed to circle around and they collide. collide atoms to try to recreate the Big Bang Theory. It's literally what they're trying to do. And it's built right over a town, right over a city that is considered biblically the gateway to hell. So what people think is that they're trying to open portals to different dimensions / different gateways to hell and shit like that. So outside of this play out, the CERN's mascot or emblem or whatever you want to say is I think it's the goddess of war, or the goddess of death, or something crazy, bro. There's a lot that goes behind this thing, and it's a government issued, facility.
So let me ask you this: how is it that you have this information?
I have a lot of information about a lot of random stuff.
Right.
But like, so this is because I'm new to all this. Where do you hear this stuff? What circles do you have to be a part of to find this information?
Bruh, it was really just wanting to know a lot. Wanting to know shit, knowledge. Back in the day, they always used to tell. They said about black folks, if you ever wanted to hide anything from a black man, you put it in a book.
Yeah, I've heard that many a time.
And so being from the South, that was something that was pounded in my head. So I like to know a lot about a lot. So I do a lot of research. When I hear something, if I hear something, I'll dig into it. And
I mean, I used to be married to a Mason, so it just...
Shit, really?
Yeah, my ex-husband was a 17th degree Mason.
See a Mason, ask a Mason, isn't that what it is? Or ask a Mason, see it. What was it called? What do they say?
But yeah, I can't remember the saying. But I mean, before that, I was into it before I met him. But I also I became a part of the Eastern Stars. I don't know if you know what that is. It's like the female version of...
Yeah, what happened? Why aren't you're not into it no more?
I believe that
it's like a gang member, right? It's like a gang.
I know.
Once you're in, you're always in.
Once you're in, you're in. Otherwise, you gotta blood in, blood out.
You swear. So basically, when you marry somebody who's a Mason, you swear you're pretty much their property. Unfortunately, you there's a whole ceremony and stuff like this, but
and so this, the thing that what people don't really understand. So see, you're saying there's this ceremony, and think about the ceremonies they have on the highest of the highest level.
Well, that's what I'm trying to say without really I'm trying to watch myself.
Yeah, I'm about to say, be careful.
No, that's fine. That's fine. So she ain't got to say nothing because I know a little bit because my grandfather was, he didn't tell me he was in the Mason, but I always seen all his stuff around his house. On his license plate, he has the Mason thing on it. All his cars on all his license plate.
Yeah, my old wedding ring had the the compass and the square and it's a very
They got symbols and shit.
Bro, it's blatant. Didn't you see? Remember that video? So, and they like to put it in. They literally will put it right in your face.
Yo, I feel like I just be oblivious.
Here it is. And if you don't see it, you don't see it. But they're you see it. Like Shaq. Remember when Shaq was on NBA Inside TV or whatever, and he was like, "Yeah, this is he had his ring, literally big as shit, on the counter." And they zoomed in on it, and they're like, "What is that?"
I don't think I've ever seen that before.
Bro, look it up.
I've seen it, just have never noticed it because I don't think
it was
of that type
so
of stuff.
big. Yeah, they brought it up. They were like, "Hey, this is my Mason," and he put it to the camera.
There are a lot of things I've seen in a lodge that I just realized. The thing about the Masons is that what they're preaching and what they're practicing is a general spiritual knowledge. And the Masons are another organization that, everybody wants to use this power for their own benefit. We'll put it that way before I have people at my door bitch, if I go missing next week, y'all know why.
Right.
Oh my Lord, now we done put your life at risk asking questions. That's my fault. Something happened to you, I guess it's on me.
No, but from what I've heard, if you know, like if you ask them, they like, it's not like they're obligated to like tell you or something. Like it's something weird. I don't know. I don't know. Can't remember. Don't quote me on that.
Yeah, to be one asked.
Yeah,
That's all you have to do is to ask.
And it's
To
kind
be
of,
one
yeah,
asked one.
it's pretty weird.
Yeah, and you have to apprentice under somebody, and then like you have a brother or a sister at the lodge, and they teach you. And then here's the thing though, is that most people think that masonry is just 3 levels. People who really know what it is, there's much more than 3 levels, but you do have to do a lot of work, and a lot of it's so
Don't you have to,
crazy.
like, I don't know if it is the highest 33, isn't the highest at 33rd?
33, yeah. I mean, well, it depends. There's different types of masonry. So, the United States, most people practice what you would call like basic masonry. So that would be people who consider a fraternity. There's only three levels. People who Scotch Rite masonry, which is the old shit from like way back in the day. There's actually more than 33 levels, but you have to have a blood rite.
33 levels? Like, what?
That's like
this is crazy.
That's like that's like George Bush in them.
Exactly. You have to be DNA tested. They don't like if you're black, they will not let you in unless you have some sort of bloodline tracing back to.
So people always talk about the Freemasonry for the black folks, and like it's not that they're free. They're like, you remember Blade, and they had the cop that he wasn't like what do they call him, like a familiar or a sympathizer.
Man, you know,
like one of them. They're
Blade.
like
I only saw that one time. I couldn't take that nigga.
Well, either way, so it's like they go around and they have tattoos of that set of vampires that are pure bloods.
Got you.
And then these dudes are like they're lackeys.
Got you.
You know, and that's why when you'll hear a lot of rappers talking about, oh, why would I be in the Freemasons? You know, they're racist. It's the they're not, they're racist.
They are, yeah.
But I mean, they look at it as like, okay, well, regardless if we're racist, you're somebody that we could use to bring more, to bring more light to this, to bring more people to this, to bring more, money to this.
Yeah.
Here's the thing: everything comes down to energy.
And
so
if you're taking, and music is one of the darkest energies you can have.
Yes, and
the most powerful energy you can have.
Oh, I gotta watch it.
This is all news to me. I've never heard this stuff before in my life.
Rihanna is very big on having rituals around her albums.
What's her name's really bad. Angelina Jolie.
Absolutely, yeah.
Hers was bad. She actually got taped. She got recorded from her, like one of her friends or something like that was doing an interview with her. And she was like, yeah, it's not like, she's like, it's not like S&M. She's like, but it's really spiritual. And, they tie you up and they're like, oh yeah, I remember when they like pretty much ripped your nipples off and
No, because you have to.
All this to stay famous? Nah, fam. No.
Your introductory
right
is you're in a noose hung over your left side. And so they said somebody named Aleister Crowley. Aleister Crowley.
Yeah, I remember that dude.
Yeah, he believes that your energy.
He's the one that made the book.
Yep.
You gotta send me some links. I need to read up on
He's
this.
a Solomon. That I could give you. I have them all at my house because I mean this used to be my life for so long. So it was like
there's the so a lot of celebrities used to kick it with him, like tough. And then there's this other girl, this lady. She was like his. I don't know if it was his daughter or somewhere, but she does. You ever hear about spirit cooking?
No, I've never heard about that. What is that?
So there's this one lady, she's really, really, really known for it. And she was in one of Jay-Z's videos. And she's literally like, that's what she does. She's a devil worshiping, like she learned from Aleister Crowley. She does these things called spirit cooks, where you literally like use the blood of something. I can't remember what it is, but that was
A
Um,
virgin.
yeah, pretty much.
What? This is
Or a
crazy.
child. Or a child.
Or a
Somebody that's
child.
pure.
This is
Yeah.
Yeah.
crazy.
And that all ties in, and then that all ties into the, the kids trafficking, and that's also tying into the mansion shit that's going on that just came out, the Playboy Mansion.
Oh, I didn't hear about that. What is that? I mean, I know
You
what
didn't
the
see the
Playboy
Playboy.
Mansion is, but I don't know what
So
you're
the
talking
Playboy
about.
Mansion. So they just released that they found. So it's going under construction right now. So they're doing a bunch of renovations to it, and there's some blueprints that came out, and apparently that um there's tunnels under it that go to certain elites, that go to certain elite houses, like a lot of Hollywood houses or whatnot.
Oh
So it
shit.
says what they were used. It used to be um used for like the girls. So he would take the girls. Hugh Hefner would take his girls and give them to different celebrities, because that's pretty much what the Playboy House was. It was
Right.
legal prostitution, for the celebrities. So that's why he would always go for the youngest that he could, because the celebrities wanted the youngest they could get. So then they were saying, you quenched, once those celebrities got to a point where they're quenched all out of Playboy bunnies, that's when they start trafficking little kids. And that started
Like
years ago.
Yo.
uniform.
They even
Yep.
have pictures. of like little girls topless with the Playboy bunny ears and tail
Yep.
and all that stuff, and published in the fucking Playboys. Like Brooke Shields apparently
Jesus.
was one of these little kids that,
Yeah.
I
like,
heard about
bro, I'll
that. Her
send
she
you the
was
damn
like
thing.
really young when she did that.
Yeah, like
Damn.
it's all happened way back in the day. Remember when Drew Barrymore was all fucked up when she was a kid?
I see. I've heard like little bits and pieces of that type of story,
Yeah,
but
hers
like,
was. That's why they always used to say Drew Barrymore had like one of the best comeback, or like she actually made it through child actors and became a good actress or whatnot, because she was doing. They say she was like addicted to cocaine at like 12 or 13 years old or some shit.
Yeah, it was crazy. She was a baby.
Yeah, and that was
that's
all given
wild.
to her by the executives, by the elites.
I'm speechless right now.
And then
This is
obviously
crazy.
so I'm not gonna quote that, but I'm pretty sure that she probably they got pedophiles, she got pedophilia all over the place with them, all the actresses, all them actors. Corey, what was it? Was it Corey Haim or Corey Feldman's that shit? That his video, remember that they tried to stop?
Yeah, we talked about that on the show last week because Buddy,
Yeah, bro,
I've heard Buddy had been
they
trying to
really
put that
tried stopping that.
documentary out for some years now, right?
He wanted. So at first everybody thought it was. I mean, it was about money, but they thought it was only about money. But a lot of it, he was scared because of course it was Charlie Sheen. Remember how big Charlie Sheen was at one point?
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
pretty huge, and he had that show. He was getting paid big bucks off, like Two and a
Bro,
Half
he was
Men.
getting
Wasn't he
paid
on that?
ridiculous. Yeah,
Yeah,
Two and a Half
crazy
Men.
money.
It was so much. That was when he was like, "Yeah, I got Tiger Blood. I'm winning. Who, me? Charlie Sheen." Like he was going in. But that was that time when he was like the biggest person. And that was around when Corey was really starting to pick up steam about talking about it. But he was like, "Yeah, all I can tell you is that the people that are around, the people that were doing it, were huge. They're big wigs." He's like, "They're not just regular actors. They're not just this." He's like, "They're talking about executives and major people." Then it came out that it was Kevin Spacey. It was Charlie Sheen. It was the director of X-Men. It was huge Hollywood agents. Remember when
You keep saying remember
big
when? I'm like, I've never heard about none of this shit, bro. This all new
when
to me.
Terry Crew? Remember when
Oh, so
Terry
I've
Crew
heard
got
about the thing that happened to Terry about how he like got felt up at like a party or something, like right in front of
at
his
a
wife
party,
that he
bro,
was saying?
in front of his wife by another dude, but the dude that
Yeah.
did it to him was
Like
a
yeah, it was like a big time like Hollywood guy, right?
major Hollywood agent.
Yeah.
So he was like, pretty much, "Yeah, bro, I can make or break you."
Fuck, man, that's gotta be crazy.
For
Especially
him
if
to
you
be
just
able to
trying to
do it right
chase
in
your
front of his wife
dreams and shit.
and shut you
Yeah,
up.
niggas want to fucking violate you. Like that shit is weird.
Mhm.
Well, this is crazy. We're gonna have to keep diving into this. This is actually the end of our show. We're about to close out. I don't know if we were actually on Track Talk Radio tonight. Sherry was saying that there may have been some issues with the thing. I thought the thing was on. It said that the mic was on and the encoder was going. but I think people might have missed it. But the good thing is that tonight we actually did record this show. I think it was a good one. Everybody was talking about wild stuff, crazy informative, and now I've learned what some of the Mason stuff is, which is so crazy. I can't believe that this is a whole thing. Priscilla, shout out to you. I hope nothing happened to you.
Yeah,
No.
keep checking in. You better keep checking in.
That's what I'm
I will
saying,
keep
man.
checking in. I'll make sure if I have anybody with some briefcases at my door, I don't hear from me. No.
Yeah. But if you end up getting picked up, let them know that, like, you know, I can sweep floors and shit like that if they need somebody. I just need like 150,000 a month.
If they need a barber,
that's what I'm
like,
saying. Barber,
If they need a
maintenance, I can do maintenance. He can cut hair. 150,000 a month. That's light money to them. You know what I'm
good.
saying? Yeah. All right, guys. Well, it's been real. Thank you for joining us. We will have another show in a couple of days. We'll check in with you then. This is the Memechel Jackson Show. Everything was live. We'll see you guys later.
Yes, sir.
All right, later.